What's going on, guys? Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys today about Apex A3. So what this is an AI-driven data analytics for cryptocurrency markets. So a lot of us are already familiar with the Trade Room app that is like a scanner. It shows you, the volume scanner, RSI scanning, and which coins are looking bullish on certain time frames based by the different colored blocks. So everybody's pretty familiar with the Trade Room scanner. Apex here takes it to a whole new level. I mean, this is pretty much a one-stop shop for all analytics within the cryptocurrency market. I mean, this platform has everything. So we're going to try to touch on what this platform is, how to use it. It's got a lot of information, so we're just gonna hopefully run through this pretty well. Okay, so our first tab here, let me just go ahead and refresh, make sure all my stuff is refreshed, is the screener. So what the screener is, well, it screens based on different parameters over here on this left side of the market. So for example, I can screen by base, and the base would be what coin it is that you want to look at. So for instance, if I want to look at waves, for example, oops, I got to click this up here. So now I can see what waves looks like across, and it shows the exchanges here by Binance, HIT, BTC, Huobi, Bittrex, OKEX. Your base, of course, is your waves, and the quote, which is the pairing. Then you got this view market button, which will take you to the analytics or the data on that particular exchange, and that's where you can see like the order books details, how tight the spread is, and different things. But we'll get to that too in a minute. So if I'm looking at just waves here, for example, so I have some information that it might be handy to me. So for instance, I can look at the volume. So it shows me the volume across each different exchange over the last 30 days, the volume over the last 24 hours, and the volume over the last 24 hours versus 30 days. So for waves, for example, has seen a lot of volume here on Binance, and also Huobi Pro here. I mean, that's a big jump in volume over the last 30 days there. And then, of course, the price change. I can see what the price change does in the last 15 minutes, the last hour, the last 24 hours, and the last week. So let me just cancel that back out. And let me just bring all of this up again. So now, let's say I want to filter this by exchange. So I want to see just all the Binance coins, okay? So I got all my Binance coins, and then my quote, of course, would be up here, so I can see what all of the pairings are against each Binance alt. Obviously, there's, Binance is not going to have, altcoins against, the Japanese dollar or the euro or something, but other exchanges might for different contracts or swaps or whatnot. So we'll kind of show that in a little bit. So I selected here just the exchange. I want to see only the altcoins that are on Binance. So here is Binance. These are all of the alt pairings, and then the quote, which I selected, which is against the BTC pair, and then all of the data for all of the altcoins on Binance. So let's say I wanted to screen this, and I'm looking for big volume changes in the last 30 days. So let me filter that. So again, I can filter this from the highest to the lowest, as I did, and again, of course, waves is on top, and you see O and T right there behind it, ooh, and Highcoin. So that's another coin that looks to have had some serious increase in volume, and of course Raven coin there. So if I'm looking for coins that I'm not in, I'm looking for a play, and I want to find a play based on increased volume. I want to see where the money is going, who's trying to buy what, so I can organize it that way. Same for price change. If I want to search for a coin that has that shows to be making a good strong bullish momentum, so we got BLZ right there on top. In the last 24 hours, got a 42% jump there, and in the last 7 days, 58%. great bullish momentum there. So now I can use that information and I can go to the BLZ chart and I can look for an entry to scalp it, or I can look for an entry on a pullback to open up a long swing trade position, or vice versa. I can come in and I can look at what's dropped the most. Okay, so in the last 24 hours, you got Raven down 13%. Might be a good buying opportunity there. So then, of course, I can just go to the chart and I can kind of look to see what that chart is doing. So it looks like it might have rounding out a bottom here. So I'm using this analytics here. So it's still got great volume, as you can see, and it's got a 12 or 13% drop there, and the 7-day trend still looks to be okay. It's up 7% on that weekly trend. So now I can use that data and I can come and check the chart to see whether if this would be a good coin to buy in. So that's one way that you can use the screener there. So let's just clear that. So let's go back to all exchanges. So again, you can see all exchanges here. I don't know what ZB exchange is. That's must be new to me or whatnot. And of course your base pair and then your quote, and then of course all that same data. So now I can also sort this by indicators. So if I got volatility here, and you can see like these little question marks here that have a pop-up description of what each of these do. So for volatility here is filter the screener by weekly, monthly market volatility. Okay, so if I want to look at coins, so let's say let's look at coins that have a 10% move. Now what this will do is will likely calculate coins that have moved 10% in either direction on exchanges. So you can see Zap here, whatever coin that is, 76% move. Look at that volume too. Great, that's a lot of volume, or a percentage increase in volume there. 7 days, 450% move in that coin. So congrats to those traders. And then you can see it in descending order, any coins that have had 10% or more move. Now we got some here that are sub 10%, so I'm not sure how that got thrown into the mix there. But if I were to, again, just go back and calculate that or change that weekly 10, oops. Monthly. Okay, so monthly, I can go and look at monthly, all the same. Any coins that have volatility 20% or more in both directions. So you got some greens and you got some reds there. So you can filter it that way. You can go by RSI. So you can choose to filter or screen for coins that are overbought or oversold. Or not overbought or oversold. So if you're an RSI trader, you might find this useful to find what coins may have been overbought. So you can look for short positions, or you can look for coins that are heavily oversold and look for long positions. So that's another way you can use this platform. Price action traders, some of you guys are moving average traders when you look for crossovers. So you can spot coins that are above and below the 20-day moving average, for example, or even the 50-day moving average. So it'll filter out coins on different exchanges. And again, if I just wanted to add another filter to that and just show only Binance coins that are below a 20-day, the 20-day moving average there, it'll show me those coins that are specifically fit that particular filter. Okay, so I'm going to close that back out. Oop, nope, close out. Okay, Bollinger Bands. If any BB traders out there, coins, you can look for coins that are above the upper Bollinger Band or above the middle band, which would be the 20-day moving average, or below those the Bollinger Bands, or a tight band plus or minus. So if you're a Bollinger Band trader, that would show you, and you can filter that information to find coins that fit those needs as well. Fib Tracements, if you're a Fib trader, you can filter out coins that are between certain fibs. So again, here's are all of the different exchanges and all of those altcoins on the BTC pair that are between those particular fibs. and then you can analyze and see the data that fits those parameters. So I think that's pretty neat. Trend. This one's pretty neat too. So if I want to just filter out trends, and again, let's go Binance because altcoins are looking really good right now. So we just want to look at Binance because Binance has all the goodies, all the alts, and I want to search for coins that are in an uptrend. And it'll show me all the coins that are in an uptrend. Now let's go filter that, going into descending order there again. Obviously BLZ on top, LRC, Link is still obviously overall in an uptrend. REQ and ONT has a very nice going uptrend too on the macro levels. And then of course I can read the other analytics there. So we got some great increase in volume over the last 24 hours versus 30 days, and 24 hours price change was a 15% increase and a 22% increase over the last 7 days for ONT. So if I'm looking for an uptrend, if I'm filtering an altcoin in an uptrend, and let's just say I come across ONT, well, now I can use that information and I can come here to the chart and I can come and just check it out and see what that trend looks like. So I mean, this is the 2 hour, this is the daily. This was an old chart that I had, very nice falling wedge right down into the apex that began an uptrend, and that analytics that we just saw fits that bias. This still looks like it's in a very nice uptrend. So that's how we can use that information from this platform to filter and spot coins. Now again, if I can add on any of these other filters. So if I'm looking at a Binance alt in an uptrend, and let's just tack on, and let's say I don't know, over 6% weekly volatility. So now that kind of narrows down our list based on those parameters that we set, and so now we can see what coins fit that fit what we're looking for there. So I'm going to reset those filters and clear them all out. And Ichimoku. If you're a cloud trader, so if I want to look for coins that are above the cloud, and again, let's go to Binance on the BTC pair. Nope, none. We try that again. Binance, ECHU, let's go above the cloud on the Bitcoin pair. Okay, there we go. I must have did something different. Must have did something there. Okay, so we're looking at Binance Exchange, and we're looking at coins that are above the Ichimoku cloud. So let's see, I had one that I'm looking at. Waves was actually one of them. So here is Waves. Of course, here's all of our data for that one. And then I can go and I can look at the chart and confirm. So here is our Ichimoku cloud. Here's our cloud twist and our price action very nicely above that cloud. So again, that fits our parameters. So I'm using the information that this exchange can gather here, and then look and then compare it with other information to see, okay, so I got an altcoin on Binance that's above the Ichimoku cloud, has good increase in volume, good solid uptrends across multiple time frames. It might be a good coin to get into. Okay, so that's how you can use the screener. A lot of different options there, and of course your bases. If I'm just looking for a particular coin, again, we just did Waves. So if I'm looking for RVN. Okay, and again, Binance, Bittrex. If I'm just want to kind of narrow down and look at specific coins to compare the data based between different exchanges. So for example, obviously here, Binance versus Bittrex. So there's more volume increase on this coin on Binance than there is Bittrex, and I can see that there's more liquidity on Binance versus Bittrex. So I may want to trade that coin on Binance as opposed to this other exchange. So that's another way that you can use this platform. And again, you can also create a watch list here. So let's just for fun here, let me go back to Raven because that is one that is on my personal watch list. Okay, and Waves is on my watch list, so we're going to click on that one. SXP, oh, that's a new coin that may not be on there. Gas, Binance Gas. Okay, and you can see how this bar up here at the top that was blank is kind of populating my watch list. So now if I wanted to just look at the data that are on my watch list, and let's just say I got all of that cleared, I can come right here to this button on the left that says watch list, and it'll filter out everything but the coins that are on my watch list. So it'll only show the data on my watch list, so now I can track what's happening with the coins that are on my watch list or the coins that I'm actually in. So all three of these coins have really great volume, good 24-hour price changes, good 7-day starts to some uptrends there. So you can build your watch list on any pair also. So what I mean by that is we're not just limited to just spot altcoins. So this search bar up here, I mean, you can see your quote there, Tether, US dollar, and of course, you know, your British pound, your euro, and what coins, in this case I chose Bitcoin, I chose to search Bitcoin, are based off of that quote. So for Tether here, I can obviously look at spot. So this will show me every exchange that has Bitcoin against Tether. And I can even choose different future contracts, and it'll show me the analytics for that. I can do swap, so I can you know, just add in some swap details, and it'll take me to this markets page. Okay, so if I wanted to add that to my watch list as well, it'll take me to this market page, and it'll show me the order books, and it'll show me the different spreads between the two different exchanges that happen to have this particular swap. And then down here we have some social and news feed, and this is pretty neat here too, because you can look to see you know, your favorite influencers, or you can search a coin here. So again, let's just do Waves for example. Okay, so Waves for example, and you can click to, and it'll show you who's tweeting about what on Twitter, and I could do news and Reddit, and it'll fetch that data for you and gather and search the internet based on those on your search. So here is show description. So I want to click show description there, so it'll show me what this particular headline is. So these are tweets. Let's see if we can find. Okay, so this is a tweet by an influencer. So this influencers only list is pretty neat too. I haven't quite figured out how you create your influencers only list, but what this option will allow you to do, it will show you only tweets and news postings and Reddits and whatnot by your favorite influencer. So if you guys know on Twitter where you can turn on and off notifications, but, you know, on certain people that you follow, you can kind of build that same list here, and it'll only show you tweets and news postings, Reddit postings and whatnot by that particular influencer, and you can even filter out to see what they're talking about on a specific coin. So again, that was influencer, and then there we have you know, this posting on Reddit, and here it is talking about Bitcoin. Okay, and here's our tag over here on Bitcoin, and these also have like a link, so I can you know, just hover my cursor over that and click that link, and it'll take me to that particular headline or that particular tweet. Okay, so that's a pretty neat feature there as well. So let me go back to scanner. Okay, and you can still see my watch list up here, and I can simply just, you know, click on any one of these and it'll show me all that same data. So here is Waves, it'll show me the spread here. Okay, and here is Binance, so it's got it filtered by exchange, and you can kind of see your order blocks right here, your depths, and if I wanted to, and I can also click on all of these. So now it'll show me. Okay, so this is waves now against all the different exchanges that have waves. So each exchange will kind of show what it's showing on its bids. So we're seeing some pretty good bid support here, for example, on Binance. And again, up here on Binance at that price. And then we got Bittrex in here. And we can kind of see it's a little bit thin going up there. So that's a pretty neat feature too. So I can just cancel out and close out, and I can only filter what exchanges that I want to see, what exchanges might have the most liquidity there. So that's another thing that you can do from the screener. And of course, you can click this view market button and it'll take you to the same thing. So if I wanted to do, well, again, let's just do Binance for simplicity. Oops, didn't mean to refresh. Okay, let's just do Link. Link right there. Link's a big popular coin. Okay, so now I can see you know, the spread and what the order books look like on Binance for Link, and then again I can do the same with Bittrex. So I can now see different order blocks that are between different exchanges, and I'm seeing this all on one platform. So I'm not having to bounce between having the Binance app open or the Binance website open and the Bittrex open, so I can look at the order books or the depth on between different exchanges. I can do it all on one different or one same exchange. So that is really neat. I like that. And of course we have the tightest spreads up here. So this shows us the different spreads between these particular coins against their different pairings. Bid walls. Okay, so this is a pretty neat feature too. I like this. So for example, show stable coins. Let's see, I don't want to show stable coins. Okay, so let's see MFT right here. My mouse was just on it right there. MFT US dollar. So I can see how much liquidity is right there, or how much bid support is right there. So it looks a little weak, and then the more of these that are darker green or lit up green, obviously the heavier the bids are going to be. Same for the ask. So here's ZEC, for example, on Binance, a little bit heavier on the sell side. Do we see ZEC there? Nope, but I'm sure we can find it. I'm sure we can find see. So there's Bitcoin against Binance, showing pretty good bid support. And a whales tab, which will show you where the whales are, I guess. So it'll pop up here if there's like really big single orders or single sale walls on different exchanges. Okay, so let's go down here to there's one that popped up. So look at that. So that's whale. So obviously a whale, somebody is sitting there on Binance on Anchor Network for about $30,000. That was just perfect timing there for that to pop up. Okay, so we can go down here to our Liquidy Map. Let's do Bitcoin US dollar. Okay, and OKEX. Okay, so our Liquidy Map here just kind of shows us, so the bigger these boxes are, it looks like this would suggest that obviously there's more sales here, more depth on the sell side for, let's see, OKEX, than the bid size here. And obviously Binance has a bigger bid block than the sell block here on Binance. So it shows you what the liquidity is like across those two different exchanges. And of course that's simply because these are the only two exchanges that I have for this particular swap. So if I were to do, let's say, a futures. Let's just pick that one. Okay, so only BitMEX has that one, so that's not a good one there. So let's just go back to, oops, spot. Okay, so here's spot. Let's just do spot. So the same thing. So it shows us the different exchanges that are available. Let's just kind of close some of these out that we don't want to look at, that may not have good liquidity or something who will be pro and cracking his garbage. Okay, so now we can see a little bit variation in the colors here. Here's obviously FTX now is taking the lead as the exchange with the most liquidity on the bids as well as the sales. And then here's Binance, and then a little bit darker color there. You can see that change to Bitfinex. And same over here, there's Bittrex and Bitfinex, and it'll tell you what the liquidity is like there. Okay, and of course the history chart. I'm going to close some of these out. I think it can only do one at a time. I think I'm pushing these buttons too much. The history chart would just bring up just what the chart looks like on the particular exchange that you got highlighted there. And then depth chart, we close all of those, and let's just choose one, for example. Okay, so that's what Binance is going to look like on the depth chart. This is exactly what you'd see on Binance website. There it is. Okay, so there's a history chart, and it's just going to show us when you know what the chart is, and of course you can move that around. Okay, so this is the neat thing that I really wanted to show you guys, and this has me really interested. So this is called the Liquidy Swarm, and I'm going to try my best to explain what this does. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to resort to my pal here, Bleeding Crypto. Everybody knows that he uses the heat map, and essentially what the heat map does is it shows where there are areas of high interest for the buys and for sales. So it's a pretty neat feature. He uses it very well. He understands it very well, even though it looks quite complicated. The problem that I see with this is that it's only limited to one exchange. So we can see here, we're only seeing the heat map on this one exchange. So what Apex did was kind of take that and expanded that and blew that up into this Liquidy Swarm. So now what I'm seeing is you can see the prices over here on the left hand side, and each of these little dots that are representing this swarm are the liquidity, the order books, the blocks. Okay, so the smaller these little dots are, obviously the smaller the smaller the sales are, and the smaller the bids are. Of course, FTX looks like it's dominating the space. The bigger circles here are bigger sell blocks, and these are bigger bid blocks. So this is a pretty neat little feature here, and so now you can kind of gauge to see what exchange has more liquidity, what exchange might be obviously maybe susceptible to a Darth Maul wick if there's not a lot of bids here, like Huobi Pro. If this got just all wiped out, you can get wrecked on a flash crash or flash wick or something, which may not happen here on FTX, as it looks like it's got plenty of liquidity there. You can also use this information to gauge where you may want to place some bids. So let's just kind of narrow this down. Let's just go to a few of these here. Let's just kind of knock some out there. Okay, so FTX again, and then Bittrex, Bitfinex, and Binance. So this is a really neat feature that I've just kind of started playing with and learning. And of course there is here a little tutorial on what it is. So it's a real-time visualization of top 25 bid and ask order books. So it's going to show you the top 25 here on both sides of the order books, sales and asks. So this is a really neat feature. There's a lot of different stuff you can do for this, especially if you're in altcoins. If you see that there are more sales starting to stack up across the exchanges versus this, the bids, might be time to start considering getting out of altcoins and going into a stable coin or looking for shorts on Bitcoin. Vice versa, if you can use this if you're in a short and you can look across different exchanges, and if you can see bigger and more swarms of bid support versus sales, you might want to consider opening long or closing your short. So it kind of gauges and shows you across the different exchanges what the liquidity looks like, so you can build your bias based on what all of the exchanges are showing you, rather than just trading on one particular exchange and only having one order book open. This is a really neat feature. I really like this. Let's see, can it do it too for... Oh yeah, you look at that. You can even do it for altcoins. Ooh. Okay, so again, it looks like lots of bid support. For example, on Ravencoin on Binance, same as sales. Pretty decent all the way around for Bittrex. Hit BTC looks like a lot more sales would be holding this back, so this looks like it could easily cause a bit of a crash or a big liquidation wick or a stop hunt or something on Hit BTC. So if you were trading an altcoin and you were to use this analytics here, you may not consider using Hit BTC to trade an altcoin as obviously there's more liquidity on Binance. That's pretty neat feature. So let's see what Waves does. See all the different exchanges Waves might be on. Okay, so same thing for Waves. Looks pretty even all the way around. One big sell wall there holding Waves back on Binance. But now I can build my bias on how to take a trade there between what the different order books look like across different exchanges. So again, another pretty neat feature there. And again, over here on the order books, we can see what the order books look like across the different exchanges, the different depths. And of course, if I want to, go all the way back and see what they look like there, or if I want to show all the bids, and then I can just bring that back to normal right there in the center. Okay, so let's go back to insights here. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything here. So insights shows you arbitrage opportunities across different exchanges. So this coin, for example, here, DBC on the ETH pair, there's almost a 10% spread. And then of course we can view this market tab, and it'll take us to what the details are on that particular coin as far as the spread. Okay, so that's pretty neat too if you're an arbitrage trader. And of course, again, here's our whale. So NAS, Nebulous coin, against the USD pair on Gate.io exchange. There's a whale sitting there with about 27 grand that he wants to throw in. And tightest spreads against assets. So now we can kind of analyze how tight the spreads are against different coins and with different exchanges also. So again, Bitcoin Cash SV on Huobi Pro has a tight spread of about 1/1000% there. Okay, and then this is pretty neat down here too. Bid walls across digital asset markets. Okay, so our altcoin pair on the left, and then what it's being paired against, and then the exchange, and then so we have small, medium, and large. So what this means is okay. Let's look at IOTA right here against the Bitcoin pair on OKEX. So again, this one little green block here shows that it has weak bid support on this exchange for this pair on this exchange. And then medium, so we see Oaks against the ETH pair. Looks like pretty strong bid support there. And then of course large. So this, so you can see this now in real time, and we can update this here. So this is updating every 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds, this information changes, and I can change that to where it'll update every 60 seconds. So now we see that this is kind of frozen in place. Our spreads have kind of frozen in place, and our arbitrage information has frozen in place too. So it'll update this information every 60 seconds. Now, I like real time because I want to see what is moving and how fast it's moving and where. So now we can see different coins kind of taking different places here, popping up different bid supports, and so now we can see what coins are showing weak bids, decent bids, and strong bids. And same for the sales. So we have some weak sell walls here. These coins have some pretty heavy sell walls here, so these might not be good coins that we would want to look at, as far as taking along, because these look like they might dump on us. So again, we can go to view market, and oops, I think that changed at the last minute. So now we're looking at stellar lumens, and then again, all of the information on stellar lumen. Let's click off ZB and let's go to Binance. Okay, so and then it shows us our spread and our order books. So that is a pretty neat feature too. There's a lot of information on this exchange. We can even filter this by all markets. So we can filter it by our base, which is Bitcoin. As you can see, our base right there. So if we wanted to filter this and search for any altcoin or any swap or whatever, you can find that there. And the quote, we can even filter by quote. So you see the default quote is US dollar. Okay, right there. And then of course we can click there and we can search for, if we wanted to find a pair against the Bitcoin pair or against XRP pair or whatever. And it'll show us whichever altcoin that is available based on that different pair, and it'll show us what exchange that is on, and of course it'll show us all of those order books as well. Of course, we can also filter this by exchange. So if I'm just looking at Binance there, show me this in real time again, please. Okay, so again, so now we see MFT kind of popping up there with some pretty good bid support coming in real time, and some pretty weak bids here, and we can see what coins are showing what coins are showing some decent sell walls. And again, we're on spot, so we can even just change this to future. So now we can use the same information to track across different exchanges. So here we are on FTX. This is showing FTX exchange, showing the different contracts here, different future contracts, and it's showing us the size, so the largest bids. So this particular contract on FTX is showing that much on the bids. Okay, again, for the tightest spreads. So this is our spreads per the different contracts on FTX, as well as what these contracts are showing on the order blocks versus the sale blocks. Same for swap, if we were to go to swap. So now obviously there's no arbitrage opportunity, so nothing is going to pop up there. So again, it's gonna show us the different swaps and perps, and obviously our largest bid, there's about almost $2.5 million there. It's going to show us your spread for these different contracts, and of course your bid and support. A lot of information on this. I mean, it quite literally captures everything, and you can filter this, I mean, practically like a million different ways. So again, let's go to Bitcoin here, and let's just let's find a swap here. Well, that's the euro pair. That's not going to be good. US dollar spot swap. Okay, there's a USD swap. Okay, so again, it's showing us, can we see that on the screener? Nope. Okay, well, I thought it was going to show us on the screener. It was going to it's kind of compare the swap information, different contracts against the swap, and show the same information. And I might have just hit a button wrong or something there. Okay, so let's run through just a quick little recap here. Okay, so we're on the home page here. This is the screener when you log in. Okay, we can see our exchanges that we can filter by exchange. So again, let's look at Binance. And I want to come up here and I want to see all of the Binance altcoins or Binance coins against the Bitcoin pair, or I can click against the US dollar pair. Okay, so these are all of the altcoins on Binance against the US dollar pair. different volume changes, okay, over the last 30 days and the last 24 hours and the last 24 hours versus the last 30 days. Price changes, let's see, so you can filter that by ascending, or we can do it by descending. So it's going to put the highest volume or the highest price change up on top. So O&T is taking the lead right there at 21%. Okay, volatility, you can filter volatility plus or minus certain percentages. It's going to show you coins that are going both directions. RSI, you can filter and screen based on overbought and oversold conditions. Moving average cross-ups, Bollinger Bands, Fib Tracements, Fibs, uptrends, downtrends, so you can look for coins that are showing a good long opportunity, or if in a downtrend for short opportunities. And if you're an Ikimochu Cloud trader, you got that option as well. Real quick through the insight tabs, arbitrage. If you're an arbitrage trader, you can look for opportunities there on different coins of different exchanges. Show you what whales are popping up on where and how much they're putting up. Spreads, you can see your spreads. Again, we're on spot right here, so the market type we're looking at what's spot. Okay, this is pretty neat too. I kind of like this. So now I can see what coins on multiple coins are showing good bid supports or good sale walls, so I can base my analysis on that, what coins I want to play. And again, features and swaps, and then markets, order books, and of course your social news, so you can find news content or influencer posts, liquidity map, history chart, depth chart, and of course the liquidity swarm, which I'm really excited about, and I'm really going to start to dive into this a little bit more and play with this, because this is a really neat feature. I really like this. Okay, and this knowledge base tab up here. So this is something new that I really appreciate the Apex team doing. So obviously there's a lot of information on this platform, and they really went out of their way to create little guides how to use their platform. So a beginner guide, if you're just starting out, you want to learn some of the basics about the platform, you can do that there, and these different little tabs will kind of teach you little tutorials on what to do. So again, simple, how to create a watch list, what the social news feed button does. Okay, so we can go back, and then we get intermediate. So once we kind of got the basics down, let's see, discover markets that have been uptrending in the last 15 days. As we showed you here on this screener, if we want to go uptrend. So that little tidbit there, that little blog thing, will explain how to use this uptrend and what you can use it to look for there. So I really appreciate the team going that extra mile in creating these little tutorials for you, and then a blog, so you can keep up with some news, press releases, and updates on the platform, as well as trading concepts. That's pretty neat there. And I think there's even a place for like influencers and team to post their thoughts and whatnot on the platform. And then down here, this is a neat feature too that they just added, is a live chat support. So I did a review on this a couple months ago when they were really just kind of opening up this beta phase, beta testing. They have really come a long way with the user interface and the user experience. A lot of changes. It now flows a lot better, and I can see things a lot clearer, a lot more features. So if I wanted to come up here, for example, and cancel this off of my watch list, so I can come here and then just boom, and now remove it from my watch list. So that's pretty neat. One thing that I would like to see is these boxes here. I'd like to be able to, if I didn't care to see what the whales were doing or this arbitrage, and I wanted to just kind of shrink these boxes, and let's say I wanted to make the spreads bigger so I can see more more of what's going on with the different spreads. I like to be able to manipulate and customize each of these boxes to show different opportunities, or different screens rather. That would be a neat feature that I like to see. And also, they haven't done it yet, is alerts. So if you're setting your watch list up, for example, and let's just go to our watch list. So if you're setting your watch list up, for example, and you wanted to be alerted on a particular coin that is doing something that is has an increase in volume, or an increase in a 24-hour trend or something, the platform will be allowing that option to send alerts to you. So that hasn't been implemented yet, but I know they're in the works for that. So that's Apex, guys. Really neat, analytics platform, and it quite literally captures just about everything. Now, another thing that I know that they are in the works of doing is going through this beta testing and developing more future analytics that they can analyze with their AI driven, is being able to spot wash trading. So you can be able to see what exchanges are doing wash trading, and they might even be able to check for like spoofing, spoof orders, fake order walls, fake sale walls, things of that nature. So that's Apex, guys. This is a really neat platform. I really dig it, and it's so I know I've had a lot of people ask me what platform I use for scanning, and this is it. So this is still in beta test. I think it's got a lot of really awesome potential. They've really put in a lot of work here and captured a lot of information. So I'm quite pleased. So stay tuned. If you guys, guys, be sure to give these guys a follow here. Let's. Sorry, bleeding. Let me cancel you out here. Okay, so be sure to come check these guys out here at Apex E3HQ right here on their Twitter. Give them a follow, and definitely here's the link for this beta right here, and you can even join their Discord there. So if you click that beta, apex3.com, it'll bring you right here to what we're looking at in this review right here. So you guys can play on this and test it out for yourselves, and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.